Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm going to call to order the Lower Makefield Sewer Authority at 6:07 PM on November 18th. We have a roll call of participants or members. Just one, say your name and just keep going around.
Joe Lingo, member.
Scott Phillips, member.
Phil Tyler, member.
Barbara Kirk, Township Solicitor.
Fred Ebert, Lower Makefield Township wastewater engineer.
And Fred Weiss, Township Liaison.
Okay, good evening. Looking to approve the minutes for May 27th, 2021. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Approve the minutes for October 21st, 2021. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from October 21st, 2021.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Fred,
All right.
minutes.
Yep. First action item is the payment request number 1 for contract SWR 21-1, which is a sanitary sewer lining contract. This is for the epoxy liners, cleaning, preparation, installing epoxy liners on 4 of the 7 manholes. The payment recommended amount of payment request is $14,668.20. The amount of money remaining on the contract after this payment will be $13,325.80. So I would look for the board to make a recommendation to the Board of Supervisors for payment request number 1 in the amount of $14,668.20.
We have a motion to pay that bill. Any rebuttal to that or questions to that price?
No questions to me. I'm happy to make a motion to pay that bill.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Fred, next.
Second item is contract SWR 21-3. This is the Buck Creek Interceptor Sanitary Sewer Main Cured in Place Pipeliner project. This is for, we had to go to a different area because a portion was lined. As we did that, the new section that we picked was in extremely poor condition, which is great news. But we had to, in order to install the cured in place liner, you have to grout all of the joints so there's not water pressure going from the joints that would cause the liner not to form perfectly to the pipe. We had a unit price in the contract of $400 per joint. Due to the number of joints that were failing, which was 40, it would have been $16,000. Instead, the contractor agreed to work with us instead of using the unit price to pay a day rate for that. And the day rate would lower it down to $8,994.10. So that would be a savings over the unit price contract that was the basis of it. So Ebert Engineering, by letter dated November 12th, 2021, has recommended that we accept this change order in lieu of the unit price. Once again, the change order is in the amount of $8,994.10. So look for the board to consider a recommendation to the Board of Supervisors for this change order to save money compared to the unit price contract.
Any questions? Yeah.
Yeah, Fred. So the original 10 were still paid on the unit price.
That's correct. I had to pay the first 10 of the unit price. And I think he actually threw in a few freebies just so he didn't have to do a change order. But when it got to 40, he couldn't quite do that. So good news is we found really bad pipe. Bad news is we found really bad pipe. But that's the whole purpose of it. If we didn't, it would kind of be, defeat the purpose of what we're doing.
Okay,
Is the project complete now?
No. We're about 75% complete. You'll see that in payment request, which is the next action item.
But the additional grouting has been completed.
I believe it has been, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
any more questions? Okay, we have a motion to pay the bill.
Recommendation for the change order. Approval of the change order.
Your recommendation for a change order.
I'll make a motion to recommend this change order due to the resulting decrease in overall price.
Yeah, that's easy.
Second.
Okay. Aye. So you got it, Fred. Pay the bill.
Aye.
Next one is same contract. This is for payment request number 1 for work completed of the Buck Creek cured in place pipeliner. The payment request is in the amount of $168,089.76. The amount of money remaining on the contract is $62,929.34. So we basically did, if you take out the retainage, which we're holding, we're basically 3/4 of the way complete. So I'll look for a recommendation to the Board of Supervisors to pay payment request number 1 for contract SWR 21-3 in the amount of $168,089.76.
Any questions? Anyone to have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the payment request number 1.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, next.
Next one is contract SWR 20-1. This is the 2020 contract for lining of the job. This is for the release of retainage. The contractors actually, because of some deductive change orders that we did and some things, we actually came in under the contract price by $15,502. But all work is complete, so that money will not be billed. And we just need to release back to the contractor their retainage that was withheld in the amount of $13,450. So it asked for a motion to make a recommendation to the Board of Supervisors for payment request number 3 and final for contract SWR 20-1 in the amount of $13,450.
Any questions? Anyone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to make a recommendation to the Board of Supervisors to release the retainage per the detail just explained by Fred.
All in favor? Aye.
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 All right, so we're on the solicitor's report.
One more.
Fred.
One more. I'll be done real quick. This is contract SWR 20-3. So this is we'll close out this contract. This is the Brookstone Pump Station upgrade mechanical contract. It is for the release of retainage. This was held because we had some electrical issues and minor issues out of at the pump station that we have since been resolved. So we're now recommending release of their retainage. They had actually applied for this on June 30th, but we withheld our recommendation until they completed all of the resolved the electrical and mechanical issues on there, which were pretty minor, but we still don't release retainage until the job's 100% complete. So it is a recommended payment on the amount of $27,350.58, which is simply for the release of retainage and that there is $0 remaining on this contract. And the contractor has completed everything, all asphalts, O&M manuals, maintenance bond, as well as passed the final inspection of the work.
Any questions?
No.
And a motion on the floor? Someone to make a motion to pay?
Sorry, I was coughing away here.
Oh, that's okay. Just need someone to put a motion so we can vote on it.
Fred, can you just repeat what the recommended verbiage would be for that?
Yes. Yeah, recommendation to recommend to the Board of Supervisors to pay payment request number 4 on contract 20-3A in the amount of $27,350.58 for the release of the retainage of this contract as a final payment.
I'll make the motion to make a recommendation to the Board of Supervisors to release the retainage per the details just articulated by Mr. Ebert.
All in favor? Ayes.
Aye.
All right, Fred. Thank you.
Completes my report.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure serving with you.
It has been. It has been a great pleasure. We left it a better place than we came.
Yep. All right, Barbara, it's all yours.
So, as you know, the Board of Supervisors have voted to sell the sewer system to Aqua. As I understand, the administrative law judge at the Pennsylvania Utilities Commission or Public Utilities Commission has recommended approval of the sale to occur. At this point, once everything is lined up, they're anticipating closing sometime in mid-January to the end of February. Can't define a specific date yet because we're still waiting for certain things from the Public Utilities Commission and things of that nature. As part of the sale, the township will be transferring all of its ownership interest in certain easements and access to the sewer lines to Aqua. Some of those lines are set in the name of the municipal sewer authority. Additionally, in order to complete the sale, the township is willing to assume the responsibility of making sure any debt in the name of the authority is satisfied and just generally stepping into the shoes of the authority to pay off any obligations and things of that nature. As such, in order to proceed in that direction and in accordance with that lease agreement between the authority and the township from 2006, township is asking the authority to approve a dissolution of its status. In order to do that, a resolution has been drafted and circulated to the board members indicating that in response to the township's request and as required by the terms of the lease agreement with the township, that the authority is willing to dissolve and will sign a certificate of termination that will be filed with the Pennsylvania Department of State, as the municipal authority was previously registered as a separate corporate entity with the state. The resolution, I believe, is fairly straightforward. And I would recommend to the board of making an approval and authorizing the resolution to be signed. Because this meeting is occurring via Zoom, Greg Hucklebridge will make the arrangements directly with Mr. Tyler and Mr. Phillips to get their signatures on the original that will need to be then presented to the Board of Supervisors at the next township meeting for them to accept and then go accordingly to process. The certificate of termination would also be signed by Mr. Tyler as chair of the authority, as well as the secretary as a witness. And that document will also be presented to the Board of Supervisors so that once they accept the authority's resolution to dissolve and terminate, the township will bear the burden of filing the required documentation with the Department of State for Pennsylvania.
Anything else?
No, it's a pretty straightforward process. Obviously, with the sale of the system, the authority would have to dissolve at this point. Most of the work and effort is, the township will continue with the work that's being done based on the projects that the authority approved for 2020 and 2021, and we would finish up with that, as well as the rate collections. But everything at this point is getting geared up to go to closing.
So if there's any new projects have to be done, then the supervisors would be responsible for that, not the
They
authority.
would take over that responsibility, correct?
Okay. Any questions? If there's no questions, can we put a motion on the floor to dissolve the sewer authority?
I'll make a motion to dissolve this sewer authority as explained by our attorney.
Okay.
And if I may make a recommendation to amend the motion to include that the officers of the authority sign the appropriate documents necessary for the dissolution. You'll need somebody to second that motion.
Mhm.
Second.
Second. Mr. Phillips, you want to second that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Second.
All in favor? Ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh. And you got it, Barbara.
Gentlemen, it's been a real pleasure working with you. We've had quite an interesting ride since I came aboard, especially dealing with Mr. Warrenda and Morrisville Municipal Authority. And your willingness to do a dirty job, literally, by sitting as a member of the authority is greatly appreciated. I appreciate it, and I'm sure the township does too.
Township is very grateful to have you on board during this very trying time. And you did a good job seeing us to the end. Appreciate it.
Yep, and we're leaving this place a lot better hands because we're still going to be using the system, even though we won't be owning it. You guys will still be using it, and all the I&I work that you did is going to pay dividends, and hopefully Aqua will continue the precedent that you guys started, to maintaining its facilities and removing its I&I. Great job, guys.
Just a comment. As I was looking through the documentation that was circulated beforehand, I noticed that the sewer authority that we dissolved today was brought into existence. If we had made it till February, it would have been the 60-year anniversary of the authority. So just shy of 60 years. And just a point, I know Scott and myself are relatively new to this authority, but Phil has been a mainstay for this for quite some time. So very much appreciated as a township resident, Phil, for all the work you've done.
Thank you. I will be going on to a new journey with Lower Makefield.
Great to hear.
Phil, just clarify, you have not been sitting on the authority for the last 60 years, have you?
Almost. Yeah.
That was certainly not my implication at all.
Phil's been
Let the
like
record be
a
straight there.
here.
About 20 years now. Now we're going to start something new and try to get Lower Makefield to be veteran friendly,
Nice.
because it was a disgrace to have a veterans parade as they kick veterans. We didn't even give them a discount to the pool or the golf course. So we're forming a committee to go after them, to be veteran friendly. So I'm looking forward to that in my new venture.
Well, again, it's been a pleasure working with you,
Yeah.
gentlemen.
Been a pleasure. You and Barbara, we might even need you. So, but no, everyone, thank you for all the time you put to the township. I think the improvements we did, especially with that one disaster we had at, I think it was Buck Creek.
Yep.
We've come a long way. And it was a pleasure working with everyone. So, and we have no other business to really discuss. So all I can do is call for an adjournment and off we'll go. So anyone wanting to make a motion to adjourn the meeting? Where's that me? Okay. At this time, I would like to close out the Lower Makefield Sewer Authority. That's my motion. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Then Lower Makefield Sewer Authority is now ended. And I thank you all again for all of your work. And I wish you a good night.
Night and happy
Everybody,
holidays.
and thanks again.
Yep.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yep, happy Thanksgiving.
We thank